Hey guys, it's Cody McKibben coming to you live from Bangkok, Thailand. This first post, I just wanted to share a little bit with you guys about myself. June's asked me to be the location independence expert, and the reason for that is that I have been traveling on the road for about 8 months now, kind of living here in Thailand. I have a home base in Bangkok, but traveling throughout Southeast Asia for a year plus. I blog regularly at drillingheroics.com, where I talk about kind of everything from personal development, travel, productivity, personal finance, web entrepreneurship, and lifestyle design. So I get a lot of questions about, how do you live your lifestyle? How do you run your business from anywhere in the world? So he's asked me to be a part of this group and share some of the lessons I've learned. So just a little more about myself. My personal passion, my kind of personal mission statement is to help as many people as I possibly can to break free. And what I mean by that is I try to help liberate people from the mindset and from doing traditional work. It also means I try to help people take their businesses or their writing to a global audience and help others go location independent and work from anywhere in the world just like I do. And lastly, really encourage other Gen Ys and everyone to live life remarkably and kind of get their lifestyle to the point where they are able to give back and do good for others. And if that's something you can do with your business or with your work, then awesome. That's what I try to do. So how do I've been on the road now for 8 months. I was freelancing for about a year and a half. Finally got my business to the point where I can do it remotely, mostly manage clients via email and Skype. So my business is Thrilling Heroics Consulting. Basically, I'm working, a working digital nomad, as some people call it. Anyways, what I do is I help innovative organizations and thought leaders build their web presence with blogs and social networking and build communities around their brand name. I want to talk about some of the motivations that I had to travel abroad and do work from the road. But also, why the hell would anyone want to become location independent and work as a digital nomad, be able to work from anywhere in the world? Why the hell? I wonder. It's not that difficult of a question, but some of the things that come to mind for me are, number one, I'm very passionate about travel. I think it's important for everyone to kind of get out of our worldview and travel the world, meet people from other cultures, experience other cultures, and work hard to learn and understand other ways of looking at the world. Secondly, and this is something I learned from reading Tim Ferriss. Everyone knows Tim Ferriss. I read The 4 Hour Work Week and I realized, a lot of parts of the world are gorgeous, like here. The lifestyle is really fantastic. But the cost of living is significantly less than back home. So one big benefit of getting your business to the point where you can do it from anywhere is that you can go to places that have a fancy lifestyle. You can do some travel here and there, live, some on the beach or in the mountains, whatever suits your fancy. But the cost of living is significantly less than if you stayed at home. So some people call that Geo-arbitrage, which is basically if you're able to do your work in a pretty strong currency, but then spend and live somewhere where the currency is weaker, or where the cost of living is significantly less. You're leveraging the economic force there between different currencies. So I work with clients around the world, but mostly across the U.S. I have one in South America right now, one in Australia. And I bill in U.S. dollars, so I'm making decent money, and it goes a long way here, where the cost of living is really low. So that's geo-arbitrage. Of course, a big motivation that a lot of people have is simply that they want to create independence, location independence, right? Freedom for themselves, time freedom, freedom to do with their time what they really care about. So one really big aspect of the location independent lifestyle is if you can leverage the geo-arbitrage stuff, if you can earn in a strong currency and live somewhere where the cost of living is low, for me, it has really allowed me to be picky about the projects that I take on and to only focus my time on things that I'm really passionate about. So, it means I get to put my heart and soul into things I really believe in, and I also get to spend a lot of my downtime on projects for charity and fundraising that I do with a good friend of mine here. So for a lot of people, that's a huge motivator. Number one, if you can get that to work, potentially you can work fewer hours in a week because you don't need to raise as much money. You don't need to have as much income to live the same lifestyle in a lot of places that you would back home. So you can create a lot more time for yourself, whether you want to spend that with your family, spend it, traveling and doing touristy stuff, spend it on, doing good for others, whatever. And obviously, it creates more freedom for you to choose where you spend your time, what projects you take on, and what you really want to invest yourself in. Besides, someone's interest in travel or leveraging currencies, geo-arbitrage, if they're, bootstrapping a startup or a freelance business. One other motivation you might have that I definitely had is personal growth. A big reason that I wanted to move abroad is because I grew up and spent the bulk of my life in one place. I'm from California originally. I spent over 24 years there, so it was kind of time for me to break out of that box, and I definitely wanted to go somewhere as different as I possibly could, experience a different lifestyle and different worldview, like I said. So I'd never been to Asia. I decided it's time to, go east, see Asia, live in a mostly Buddhist country. It's kind of wild here. You guys will learn more about that, I'm sure, in my upcoming posts. But it's beautiful. They have a very different outlook on life, very different approach to work, and how they spend their time, and focus on family, stuff like that. And obviously, anytime if you travel somewhere where you don't speak the language initially, it's going to force you to grow a lot because you have to find a way to get by. You're in a completely new environment that you're not used to. You have difficulty communicating with people around you. But actually, that experience was really fantastic for me. I have learned a tremendous amount, and I've grown in ways that I didn't anticipate. And I think anyone who spends a few months to live abroad, that will happen pretty much no matter where you go, anytime you get outside of your comfort zone. So that was definitely a huge motivator for me to spend months or years, we'll see how long this goes, traveling abroad. And one of the big things I find as a traveler, as a backpacker, whatever, as an expat, I think you'll find it a lot easier to connect with people and make new friends. And frequently make friends with people you might not typically befriend back home, because as travelers, we're all in the same boat together. We're in a new place, new environment. We may not speak the language, and so I think people, other travelers, other expats, we're all more open to meeting new people, to establishing new relationships, and that has really opened up my experience and the quality of my life, because I have so many interesting new friends that are doing things that I might not be friends with these kind of people back home. So anyway, that about wraps it up for my thoughts on motivation. If you guys have questions and comments, please make them here in the comments here on Virology. Please also feel free to join me at my website, thrillingheroics.com. You can kind of follow along on my adventure, trying to travel around the world, build a small business, and help people. And I want to know your thoughts. I want to know how I can help you guys, what questions you have that I can answer, and how I can best share my experience to benefit you guys. Anyway, thanks for catching up. Look forward to seeing you guys all in the comments. Bye.